when thousands of Scottish pupils in August feared their future had been ripped away from them. Those in government and many in the media were quick to cast their aspersions and blame an omnipotent algorithm, as though this was singularly responsible for the mess. The recent scandal, which has seen students welcomed and encouraged to move into halls for the uni experience, is a reminder that it is people behind these decisions, not simply automation. It is people, notably university officials, accommodation managers, finance officers, and indeed the Scottish Government, who didn't consider students and welfare so much as it considered their money. Young Scots should never have had to protest over a shambolic grading system in summer, nor should they have to spend their freshers' weeks organising rent strikes. First years desperate to discover a world beyond lockdown and take their next steps towards a future were considered little more than a quick and easy way to offset financial losses. Scottish universities took action, guided by the Scottish Government, that ignored the inevitable risks of packing hundreds of students into halls and pushed ahead, luring new students to campuses and into expensive accommodation under the guise of them having some semblance of a uni experience after months of struggle and hardship. As lecturers and university staff are forced to turn to hardship funds in lieu of actual support from their financiers, young people are turning to rent strikes as their only means of holding institutions to account. It is only right that students fight back against a system which has dismissed their health and safety, when this has never been so critically important. Why should they have to pay the considerable cost of expensive and unnecessary accommodation when courses have moved online? Why should they have to pay to be treated poorly and bear the mental distress of constant surveillance and threats of suspension? Universities Scotland and the Scottish Government try and maintain that these restrictions were merely asks or guidance rather than demands. But when they've spent a whole weekend policing students and threatening them with suspensions, it is only right now that students make equally as stringent demands on institutions and go on rent strike, holding them to account for capitalising on an inevitable lockdown, their optimism and hopes for a future when the world has come to a standstill.